Welcome to Real Talk with Bobby Maximus. Now, this is a new series that I'm doing. This is episode 1, and I just want to talk to you about fitness, but in real, down to earth terms. It's going to be harsh. There's going to be some truths that, frankly, you don't want to hear, and I'm probably going to offend all kinds of people. But it's not to be mean, it's not to be a jerk. I just think there's so much garbage out there when it comes to the fitness industry, and people need genuine help. We need to stop pumping people's tires. We need to stop it with the T-ball mentality. That's when everybody gets a hit, that everybody gets to succeed. I hate participation trophies. Like, here's the deal. Fitness is the one area of life, maybe the only area of life, where you can see the effort somebody puts in, or equally, you can see the effort somebody's not putting in. You see, in every area of life, there are things that are beyond our control. You could be a great driver. You could have a perfect driving record. Maybe you've never been in a damn accident, but you're at a red light and someone's playing on their phone. They're not paying attention. They rear end you from behind and you're in an accident. There goes your perfect driving record. Not your fault at all. You're doing everything right. Then we look at the economy. You could run a perfect business. You could do everything right. You could have a great accountant. You could have a great product. You have the best location. And something could happen to shut your business down. I mean, it happened a few years ago. A lot of us went through it. A lot of people lost their jobs through no fault of their own. You could be a perfect partner, a perfect spouse, a perfect husband, a perfect wife, and your partner could cheat on you through, again, no fault of your own. You could do every single thing that a good partner is supposed to do, and you could get screwed over. That's life. So much of life is beyond our control. But when it comes to fitness, fitness is an area where you have 100% complete control. There's a simple premise, a simple contract you make with yourself. If you show up every single day, you work hard, you eat right, you dedicate yourself to sleep, you will be better than the day you were before. That's a fact. You might not make the Olympics. You might not be the best in the world. You might not be the best of all time. But if you work at it 100 out of 100 times, you will improve. You will get better. And that's why I love the gym so much, because it's always been my safe space. It's a place that I can go, that I can put in effort. And I know, regardless of what else is happening in the world, regardless of whatever anyone else thinks of me, that if I work hard, I will be rewarded. It's that simple. But yet we live in a world where there's all kinds of fitness influencers out there that are trying to sell you scams, trying to sell you fads, trying to sell you shortcuts, that you're going to get fit in 20 minutes a day, that you're going to get fit on 3 easy payments of $9.99. And that's just BS. You've got to work for it. Stop listening to these people. We also live in a world where people want to make excuses for you. Oh, it's your genetics. You can't help it. It's you go to the grocery store and you can't help it, but there's just bad food everywhere. You're just a victim. You're doomed to be unhealthy. You're doomed to be unfit. I mean, our government's not even looking out for us. The amount of bad food that's allowed to be produced, the amount of additives that are put in food, like, it's no wonder there's conspiracy theories that the government wants us sick, that big pharma wants us sick, that people want us unhealthy. There's so much stuff that's allowed to be passed when it comes to food or drugs. It's scary. But it's no wonder those conspiracy theories exist. And I mean, me, myself, I'm kind of actually starting to believe in a lot of it. Like, I believe the government wants you sick. I believe Big Pharma wants you sick. I believe a lot of these companies don't want you healthy. When you look at stuff that's going on in the world, like, just case in point, I live in Utah. Utah has a real problem with raw milk. There's all kinds of regulations on raw milk. They don't want you to have raw milk. But it's totally okay to eat at Taco Bell. Totally okay to go eat at Pizza Hut. Totally okay to go to Little Caesars. Like, really? The chemicals they put in those places is better for you than raw milk. Like, that just doesn't make sense. But back to the point of this real talk. So we've established that fitness is 100% in your control. So the title of this video, this is why you're fat. We're going to talk about obesity. We're going to talk about being overweight. We're going to talk about being fat today. Here's the deal. If you're carrying around 30 extra pounds, if you're carrying around 50 extra pounds, if you're carrying 100 extra pounds around, it's not your genetics. It's not your hormones. It's not the government. You know whose fault it is? It's yours. Go take a look in the damn mirror. It's not that you don't know how to work out. It's not that you don't know how to eat. It's that you've just given up. It's that you really, really, truly, at the core of it, you don't care. There's some part of you that wants to be fat. There's some part of you that's happy being fat. There's some part of you that's content being fat. No one just wakes up fat. You have to work at it. You have to eat a lot of bad food. You have to be lazy. You have to sit your ass on a couch. You got to skip the gym. And here's the kicker. We all know we should be exercising. We all know what food we should eat and what we shouldn't eat. So if you're fat, that's 100% a conscious choice. I don't want to hear that you have bad genetics. I don't want to hear that you don't know how to train. I don't want to hear that somebody else is lucky. I don't even want to hear that you don't have time, because you absolutely 100% have time. The reason you're fat is 100% your fault. There's this saying that I love. You chose this. You woke up one day and you decided that you wanted to be fat. It's that simple. So I'm going to start picking apart these points, one by one. Let's talk about genetics. People say, oh, well, I have genetics. I'm predisposed to being fat. You know what? There are people, in all honesty, that have been given the genetic gift. We all know the person that can drink a Coca-Cola, that can eat a Snickers bar, that can eat cake every day and has six-pack abs. Yes, that does happen, but it's extremely rare. We're talking one out of, I'm going to say 10,000 or 100,000 people. The rest of you, that's not the case. Now it works the other way too. Are there people that are predisposed to being heavier, that their body just puts on body fat easier than other people? Sure, but it's still no excuse to be obese. This is 1 out of 100,000 people, 1 out of 10,000 people. If you look at people 60, 70, 80 years ago, the rates of obesity were remarkably lower than they are today. The human genome, genetics have not changed in 80 years. You know what's changed? People have gotten a lot lazier. People have gotten a lot more complacent. People sit at desks a lot more and they don't do any physical activity to make it up. And our food is filled with garbage. Like, it's not your genetics. Get over using that excuse. And even if you were, I'm going to say you got genetically bankrupt when you were born. Like, you didn't get handed a good genetic gift. It doesn't mean you should be obese. Sure, maybe you should be carrying around an extra 5 or 10 pounds, but you should not be fat. You should not be obese. That's the bottom line. So let's pull genetics off the table. It's not your genetics. And then we got food. I can't eat healthy. That's BS. You're choosing not to eat healthy. Nobody put a gun to your head and forced you to eat a bag of Doritos. Nobody put a gun to your head and forced you in the drive-in line at McDonald's. Nobody put a gun to your head and forced you to eat Wendy's or Taco Bell or Pizza Hut. I think I might have said Pizza Hut already. I don't even know. No one forced you to eat a bag full of gummy bears or Sour Patch Kids. You chose that. Like, you literally stuck your fat hand in a bag of candy and put that in your mouth. That's self-control. That's motivation, that's willpower, that's discipline, but no one forced you to eat like that. If you were in prison and that was the only food they're serving, maybe I'll buy that excuse. But you 100% chose to eat the way you chose to eat. It's 100% on you. Now, we talked about food additives a little bit, and I get that it's tough. I get that you go to the grocery store and there's all kinds of garbage food, but no one forced you to buy it. You know, walking around the grocery store the other day, I was actually there. I bought some Wagyu ground beef. I bought some plain white rice. I bought some oranges. I bought some apples. I bought some strawberries. I bought some bananas. I bought some blueberries. I bought some raspberries. That's what was in my cart. I bought a ribeye steak. I bought some organic milk. I bought some full-fat Greek yogurt without the flavoring. That's what was in my cart. I go to checkout, and there's a fat person in front of me in line. And they're emptying their cart on the little conveyor belt. And I kid you not, out comes some Gatorade, out comes some Coca-Cola, out comes some Mountain Dew, out comes some Doritos, out comes some Snickers ice cream bars, out comes some Beyond Meat, that processed chemical-laden vegan garbage. That's what they were putting on their conveyor belt. It's no wonder they looked the way they looked and I looked the way I look. And you could try this as an experiment. Walk around, look at a person, look at what they look like, look at what their body looks like, and then look at their damn cart. And I'll bet you 99 times out of 100, there is a correlation between how that person's body looks and the food that they're putting in their mouth. You have a choice. You can shop around the outside of the grocery store. You can eat non-processed stuff. You see, I bought the plain yogurt, the plain Greek yogurt with no flavoring. I can add strawberries to that. That is a choice, 100%. No one's forcing me to buy the flavored yogurt with the chemicals in it. You chose that. Why? Because you're lazy and you know better. Every single person on this planet knows what healthy food is and I shouldn't say every single person. My 3-year-old toddler, he's off the hook on that. He doesn't know any better. But any adult knows that chicken breast is better for you than Kentucky Fried Chicken. Every adult knows that a potato is better for you than French fries. Every adult knows that a potato is better than potato chips. Like if we were to have a quiz and $1 million was on the line, what was that show? Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? And they had like the little answers in a question. Which out of these is the healthiest food? And they listed a New York strip steak, and then there was Doritos, a Snickers bar, and Pizza Hut. Everyone would pick the steak. If it was chicken breast or gummy bears, ice cream, and Cheese Whiz, everyone's picking the damn chicken breast. Like it's not rocket science. You 100% know what to put in your mouth. So that's not an excuse. The next thing, I don't have time. You're right. You don't have time to work out 20 minutes a day or 30 minutes a day or 40 minutes a day. But you have time to watch 4 episodes of your favorite show. You have time to scroll on your phone. Here's an idea. You don't have time? Every single time you log into social media, do 5 burpees. Within a couple of days, you'll realize how much time you actually have and how much time you spent on this device that I'm talking into right now. You see, you've got time for anything else that's important. And it's funny, if something comes up you want to do, a concert, a dinner, the season premiere of a show, the Emmys, Sunday night football. Oh, you got time for that. You just have 0 time for exercise, right? And, people expect me to say you have to work out 5 hours a day. That's just not true. Like if you've been doing nothing for the past 5 years, you've just been sitting on a couch and binge consuming Netflix and you decide to get healthy. Even just walking for 10 minutes a day is going to cause a positive change. You don't have to start exercising every day. You could start 20 minutes twice a week. Do that for a couple of weeks and then go 20 minutes 3 times a week and do that for a couple of weeks. Eventually you build up to 20 minutes every single day. If you went from doing absolutely nothing to doing that, that would make an incredibly positive change. Forget working out. If you just started eating healthier, it would make a positive change. So you don't even have to go from 0 to 100 and you don't need a formal workout program. Think Sunday in America, football day. Everyone's watching the NFL. NFL has huge ratings. It's huge business. You have men that will sit on a couch for 8 full hours, 9 full hours and just watch football. I think the first game's on at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and it's over at about 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time at night. What am I talking about? That's 12 hours. You have men, women too, that will sit 12 hours in front of the TV and then will look you in the face the next day and say, I don't have time to work out. So maybe you don't have a formal gym membership. That's fine. Maybe you're not on a formal program. That's fine. Maybe you're not on the level of somebody like me, a Bobby Maximus. That's fine. What if every commercial break you just did 10 damn jumping jacks? What if you just did 10 squats? What if you just did 10 sit-ups? What if you just did 5 push-ups? You know how many reps you'd accumulate by the end of the day? You have time. You just don't have any willpower. You just don't have any discipline. It's 100% your fault. You know, I was training a woman. She lost 80 pounds in 6 months. You know what she did? She worked in an office. I told her to invest in a treadmill for her office, just a walking treadmill. And every time she was on the phone, every time she was doing a phone call, every time she was doing a Zoom call, she had a little desk on the treadmill. She just walked. That was it. She didn't even have a formal exercise program. She just walked at a slow pace in her business clothes when she were on Zoom calls and on phone calls. That's it, and lost 80 pounds in 6 months. It was literally that simple. So stop it with the I don't have time and I don't know what to do. Everybody on this planet knows how to walk. You put one damn foot in front of the other. I mean, my kid learned to walk at 8 months old. You can learn to walk. That's all you got to do. You're running out of excuses. You realize that? So do me a favor. If you're overweight, if you're fat, if you're not happy about where you are, go look in the damn mirror and start making some better choices. And there's going to be people out there that are offended. You're making fun of fat people. You're making fun of obese people. You don't like fat people. That's not true at all. I have friends that are overweight. This isn't an attack on their character. It's not an attack on their heart. It's not an attack on the person that they are. And we live in this world that has to be fat positive. I'm not discriminated against fat people, but I'm trying to tell you the truth. You know what I'm not positive about? Diabetes. You know what I'm not positive about? Heart disease. You know what I'm not positive about? Cancer. You know what I'm not positive about? Hypertension. You know what I'm not positive about? Stress. You know what I'm not positive about? Sleep apnea. These are all things that are related 100% to being overweight and obesity. Why are we celebrating that? Why are we positive about that? There's nothing positive about an illness. No one wakes up and says, hey, I want to be obese. I want to be fat. I mean, you kind of did because you chose it. But no doctor on earth would choose that for you. But yet, if you have somebody like Jillian Michaels, she was a trainer from The Biggest Loser, saying that people shouldn't be fat, oh my God, they want to cancel her. She's a horrible person. No, she's calling out a behavior that's a negative, that's really, frankly, and utterly not good for you. Like I said, every so often, someone puts up their hand and says like, hey, well, I have really bad genetics. Okay, you're the 1 out of 100,000 people. What about the 999,999 other people in the world? Is it your genetics? Do you all have bad genetics? Like I said, people weren't like this 80 years ago. That's absolute 100% BS. It's just not. Categorically, it's a lie. It's untrue. So do some soul searching. If you're not, you actually got 2 choices. This is how I'm going to end this video. You got 2 choices. 1, make a change. Start eating healthier. Start moving around more. Put down your Netflix. Cancel a TV subscription. Get your lazy ass to work. That's option 1. Option 2 is stop complaining and be happy with the current state you find yourself in. That's it. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with the person that's 30 pounds overweight that says, you know what? I absolutely love myself. I hate the gym. I enjoy eating Taco Bell. I enjoy eating desserts. I enjoy eating Doritos. And I love myself. I'm absolutely 100% fine with that. That actually can be attractive. Like that's a person that's sorted out from the inside out. I get that. And I'm totally on board with that. You know what I'm not on board of? The damned excuses, the misery, the unhappiness when you know full well it's your own damn fault. So those are your two choices. Get on board with a healthy lifestyle or stop complaining. It's that simple. But if you want to know, if you're one of these people that's complaining, you're one of these people who's miserable, this is why you're fat. It's not your genetics. It's you don't work out enough, you don't move enough, you don't eat the right food, you don't sleep 8 hours a night. It's that simple. That's why you're fat. It's not a conspiracy. It's not your genetics. It's not the grocery store conspiring against you. Go look in the mirror. It's 100% you.